The true emotional and thematic engine of this episode ignites fully in the professional arena, where the initial glow of Anne Romano's hard-earned promotion collides headlong with the entrenched sexism of 1970s corporate America. Having savored the domestic warmth of the family celebration in the previous scenes, the script now shifts its focus to the office, delivering a sequence that stands as one of the most incisive explorations of workplace discrimination in the entire run of One Day at a Time. The writing here is both surgically precise and emotionally layered, refusing to shy away from the painful realities faced by working mothers while still allowing moments of sharp humor and character-driven resilience to shine through. We begin with the morning after the announcement as Anne arrives at Connors and Davenport brimming with optimism. The script cleverly contrasts her elevated status with the mundane rituals of office life. Mr. Connors, portrayed as the archetypal 70s executive, complete with a stress relief toy quotations from the foxy poet Edgar Guest and an air of paternalistic authority, initially appears supportive. Yet beneath this polished surface lies a mindset firmly rooted in traditional gender expectations. The pivotal confrontation unfolds when Connors informs Anne that the account executive position she was promised has instead gone to Harkins, a male colleague. His justification, delivered with feigned sympathy, crystallizes the central conflict of the episode. As a mother, Anne cannot be trusted to dedicate herself fully to the role because business travel might take her away from her children. This scene is a masterclass in dramatic dialogue. Anne's initial shock gives way to righteous indignation as she challenges Connors' assumptions. The exchange crackles with tension when he states plainly that her identity as a woman and a mother disqualifies her in his eyes. Lines such as "You're the wrong one, you're not a man," and his concerns about her being worried, distraught, fear-ridden in a lonely hotel room reveal the depth of institutional bias. The script excels here by grounding these heavy themes in specific, believable character motivations. Connors is not depicted as a cartoon villain but as a product of his time, a man who genuinely believes he is acting in everyone's best interest, including Anne's and her daughters. This nuance adds tremendous depth, making the discrimination feel all the more insidious and realistic for 1970s audiences. Anne's response is nothing short of heroic. She refuses to accept the notion that good motherhood is measured solely by constant physical presence. With quiet fury and intellectual clarity, she points out that her children actively support her career ambitions and that her professional dedication does not diminish her love for them. The moment she declares that Connors is still living in the Ice Age lands with perfect comedic timing while carrying profound thematic weight. This is the essence of One Day at a Time's brilliance. It transforms a personal career setback into a broader commentary on the women's liberation movement, the struggle for workplace equality, and the evolving definitions of family in post-divorce America. In an era when divorce rates were rising and more women were entering professional fields, the show dared to portray these tensions without easy resolutions or sentimentality. The emotional fallout is immediate and deeply affecting. Anne's decision to quit on the spot, delivered with the memorable line "I quit," followed by her witty retort to Connor's offer of minor compensations like a longer lunch break or permission to call him Al, showcases her unyielding dignity. The script captures the complex mixture of anger, disappointment, and empowerment she feels. This is not an impulsive reaction but a principled stand, reflecting the real experiences of countless women who during the 1970s began pushing back against glass ceilings and double standards. Historical context enriches this moment profoundly. The Equal Rights Amendment was still a topic of fierce national debate. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act was being tested in courts regarding sex discrimination, and popular culture was grappling with the realities of working mothers. Through shows like this one, Anne Romano becomes a relatable avatar for these changes, her vulnerability making her strength all the more inspiring. Upon returning home, the contrast between professional rejection and familial warmth is rendered with exquisite sensitivity. The daughter's surprise party, with its rehearsed rendition of "When Romano Comes Marching Home," turns from joyful anticipation to bittersweet support. Julie and Barbara rally around their mother, expressing pride even as they confront the financial uncertainty. Schneider's clumsy but heartfelt attempts at consolation, complete with a string of mangled proverbs, provide essential comic relief without undermining the gravity of the situation. The script flows seamlessly between these emotional registers, demonstrating masterful control of tone. We feel Anne's heartbreak as she wanders the streets worrying about finances, yet we also witness the family's resilience as they process the news together. A particularly touching sequence involves Anne receiving a thoughtful gift from her daughters, an attaché case inscribed with Miss Anne Romano, account executive. Though she no longer holds the title, the gesture reaffirms their belief in her potential. This moment underscores one of the episode's core themes, the power of familial support in the face of systemic barriers. In 1970s America, where single mothers often faced both economic precarity and social judgment, such scenes resonated deeply with viewers. The writing celebrates the quiet heroism of these women while gently satirizing the corporate world that fails to recognize their value. Further enriching the analysis is the way the episode intertwines Anne's professional crisis with parallel struggles among the supporting characters. Ginny's caffeine-fueled attempts to quit smoking mirror Anne's own battle against dependency, whether on nicotine-outdated gender roles or financial stability. Schneider's well-meaning interference highlights the role of chosen family and community support in single-parent households. Even the office scenes with Harkins serve as a subtle foil, illustrating how male privilege operated in subtle everyday ways during that decade. The rejection scene also allows for sharp social commentary on class and ambition. Anne's modest raise of $57.32 a week, celebrated earlier with such enthusiasm, now takes on ironic weight as the family recalibrates expectations. The script avoids preachiness, instead letting character interactions reveal the economic realities of lower middle-class life. Barbara's practicality and Julie's emotional support create a balanced portrait of teenage daughters forced to mature quickly in the absence of traditional family structures. As the narrative progresses through the aftermath of the rejection, the episode deepens its exploration of motherhood itself. Connor's paternalistic concern that Anne would be distracted by her children becomes the catalyst for Anne to articulate a more modern vision of parenting. She argues convincingly that being a good mother includes modeling independence, ambition, and self-respect for her daughters. This philosophical exchange elevates the sitcom beyond mere entertainment into meaningful cultural discourse. The 1970s were a time of profound transformation in American family life, with rising female workforce participation challenging centuries-old norms. One Day at a Time captured this shift with remarkable empathy and humor, never diminishing Anne's struggles but always affirming her fundamental strength. The dialogue throughout these sequences is a joy to experience, rapid-fire overlapping and richly idiomatic. From Anne's defiant, "I can do twosies" to her blistering takedown of Connor's logic, the writing captures the cadences of real conversation while delivering thematic punch. Performance directions implied in the script suggest nuanced delivery, Anne's controlled anger, Connor's smug complacency, giving way to discomfort, and the daughter's mixture of loyalty and concern. These elements combine to create television that feels both timeless and deeply rooted in its era. In reflecting on this central portion of the episode, one cannot help but appreciate how skillfully it balances comedy and drama. The promotion and subsequent rejection serve as a microcosm of larger societal battles, yet they remain grounded in the personal stakes of one relatable family. Anne Romano emerges not as a flawless feminist icon but as a fully human woman, ambitious, loving, flawed, and resilient. Her journey through professional disappointment reinforces the show's core message. That single motherhood, while fraught with challenges, also offers profound opportunities for growth and self-definition in a rapidly changing America. This section of the script stands as a landmark example of 1970s sitcom writing at its most socially conscious. It entertains while educating, provokes thought while eliciting laughter, and above all, honors the quiet courage of women like Anne Romano, who refused to be defined by the limitations others placed upon them. As the episode moves forward from this crisis point, the foundation has been laid for reconciliation, further confrontations, and ultimately, a reaffirmation of family bonds and personal dignity in the face of adversity.